And bam, 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 we are live, ladies and gentlemen. How are you all doing? I hope that you are doing really well. I hope that you all had a brilliant Christmas and enjoyed time, maybe some time off the charts for a change, and spend some time in the real world, enjoying the good food, enjoying the good company. But now it is the last week, the very last week of 2023. After having a devastating year in 2022, we are literally here. 1 year has passed, and a lot has happened this year. Not only in the crypto space, but in the markets in general. Also for myself, a lot has happened. With the rise of the new community, and embarking on this amazing journey of, essentially putting an effort into educating the people, on the internet, essentially. So, we are here at the last week, and I am pretty excited about this stream in particular, as we are closing off the last week of the year, 2023. I think it is time to do something special, so that's why I've decided to throw on this live stream, going into a kind of a special program, really, because is the bull run, is it now real, and what does this mean for altcoins? Are we full on into bull mode? Is it the time to start looking at altcoins? And if so, which altcoins are going to be most likely to be the top performers of the next year? Well, ladies and gentlemen, this is going to be a really nice stream, so buckle up, get ready, as we will be looking at various altcoins. We are here not looking at fundamentals. We are not here looking at news. We are not interested in, how the technicalities of each and every single altcoin project works, because in the end, I'm not going to. I'm not a programmer, so you can have all the opinions that you want about how the technicals look like from a fundamental point of view on some kind of an altcoin. There's so many of them, and as long as I'm not a dev, personally, I'm not so interested in it. And as a matter of fact, what I stay true to is looking at technical analysis, and that means for me the chart. If the chart looks good, then there is a chance that the project is actually something worth considering, right? In the end, I don't really personally don't necessarily care about whether it is better than altcoin X or altcoin Y or project Z or whatever. For me, if a chart looks good, then it is worth taking a look at and making investment or trading decisions from. And in the end, I am a trader. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this stream. I am your host, Mike Williams. Tonight, we will be looking at various altcoin charts, and I'm going to be doing technical analysis on these charts, so that we can make an informed decision whether this is a coin to look out for the next year, if we are bullish or if we are bearish on that particular chart. I hope that you are excited. I am very much so excited. So excited that I must not forget to breathe. Because otherwise it is going to be a short stream, right? And that's not what we want. We want to have a good quality stream, and that is what you will be getting tonight. This is a special live stream where the members of the tribe community were able to put in requests. I have gotten a lot of altcoin requests. Many of them I've probably never even looked at. There were a bit too many to do all in one stream, so see this as a stream. Let me know in the chat, in the comments, if you like this type of stream, because if this is a successful stream, then I'm definitely open in doing more of these, especially, you know, with the year coming up, a fresh year, fresh start. And also I'm open for suggestions from you, the community, into delivering certain type of content, right? So what I've done with all these altcoins, I have decided to make this, you know, a lighthearted but fun and professional stream. I've put them all in a spinning wheel, so that way every altcoin that I have here in the list has a fair chance to get chosen. As you can see, there are quite a lot, so it is pretty much impossible to do them all. What I'm going to do is I'm going to just spin this wheel, and whatever pops up, that's the altcoin that I will be looking at tonight. I'll do a couple. Probably not going to be able to do all of them, but that can be done in a later time, right? So welcome everybody. If this is your first time in this stream, then yeah, I hope that you're going to thoroughly enjoy it. My name, once again, is Mike Williams. I am a trader, a day trader, swing trader, and a scalp trader. And what I do is, besides trading, I make an effort into educating people about technical analysis and how to read the chart so that you can learn how to do this yourself and turn your life around as well and become a profitable, but more importantly, a consistently profitable trader. Now, let us simply begin. And the mother of all altcoins, as we know, doesn't matter. Maybe you're a little bit new to crypto. Maybe you've been around the block for a while. I myself have been around the block for 7 to 8 years already. And I have seen a fair share of bull and bear cycles altogether. Over the years, I have found, or it is basically a fact, that Ethereum usually is the leading altcoin because that was where it all started. That was where the real altcoin boom started. Layer 2. Fundamentals here, fundamentals. Layer 2 was basically coming on top of it, which means that you suddenly it was possible to develop applications on the Ethereum blockchain, and that resulted in a complete boom. Back in the day, it was called the ICO boom. One altcoin after the other popped up left and right, and that trend has continued till the day of today. Now we have some trends in specific sectors every now and then. Sometimes it's DeFi, sometimes it's GameFi, sometimes it is simply just a token that just holds no value whatsoever, and that is what we consider a meme coin. Tonight, I don't care what it is, what the spinning wheel is gonna give me, that's what we'll be looking at, and you will be able to find out whether I think this chart has potential to grow, or you might just want to move on to something else, you know, and look at another altcoin, because in the end, you know, there's so many altcoins out there, so it's just a matter of, you know, as a trader, you're not bound to a specific project. All we need to do is identify good opportunities, and that is how we can extract our profits from that market and simply move on to the next asset, rotating that money and eventually growing it slowly but surely in a consistent way. That is the goal of being a trader, and technical analysis is going to help us with that. So long story short, the first coin that we absolutely have to look at, first of all, is Ethereum. Is Ethereum bullish, or are we prone to have a downside? So allow me to explain you what I think of Ethereum. As a matter of fact, for those that have been following me for a while, already know that I have been bullish for a very, very, very long time. And this might be quite the opposite of what you see recently on internet. Like, Ethereum is dead. Solana is now the next new thing. It's the best one. And Ethereum is just, you know, not doing anything. Surprise, surprise, just it so happened today that we have seen a 5.3% increase in Ethereum today. So I think that's a nice way to just kick off this stream and dive a little bit into it. On on what I think, what you need to be aware of, because in the end, if Ethereum performs well, it is highly likely that other altcoins will perform very well as well. You know, and this year is a totally different year as 2022. As you can see, you know, 2022 has been just relentless downside, difficult times for everybody across the board, not only in crypto, but also in the traditional markets. We had the S&P 500 just tumbling down. We had gold tumbling. We had everything. Everything was just going down. Now in 2023, we have seen a really nice rise in all markets. As a matter of fact, the S&P 500 is actually near all-time highs again. So where is the great reset? Is the bull market on? This is a really important question right now to ask ourselves. And well, I'm not going to be able to answer this fully today because the focus is more on altcoins, but it's just, you know, starting off with some context. So let's just dive straight into this. Ethereum, I have been really bullish on for a number of years now. I have been investing and reinvesting in Ethereum as we were reaching really important support levels around these lows. What we have done on Ethereum in retrospect, you know, let's just build some context here. All we have done is basically just, you know, a weak trend / range bound environment throughout the year. Hence the reason why a lot of people have been considering Ethereum lagging behind the performance of Bitcoin, but only until October, which is where the latest rise initiated new interest coming up into resistance. And now we are actually trading outside of this range. $2,145. Big resistance level. Now we have been spending quite some time, as a matter of fact, an entire month now above that. We have backtested this level perfectly, not once, not twice, but 3 times, holding up the level. And as of today, we have seen quite a nice increase in Ethereum. So as long as we are staying above this 21.45 over here around these lows, if we not lose this, then we are also not returning back into the range that we have been in since June 2022, really. And as long as we don't do that, Ethereum has definitely a really good chance to trade much higher up, because after all, above this, there's really not that much resistance coming in all the way really until $3,000, which is a psychological level, and this high before this downward sloping range broke down to the downside, giving our capitulation move at the time, ultimately in June 2022, before moving into more range-bound environment. So that $3,000 level is the first real actual resistance coming into play. It is also a psychological level where a lot of people are looking to take profits. However, taking profits in an uptrending market is not bearish. We might see a retracement from there on out, but you need more signs to see if there's actual sign of weakness within that chart. And as a matter of fact, I'm not necessarily deeming this level as an ultra strong level. The real strong level and also confirmation of a full-on bull market on Ethereum would really be a reclaim of $3,600. If we manage to reach that, then Ethereum definitely has space to fly. Now, you might already see that we are definitely not there yet, but I already gave you 2 levels, or 3 as a matter of fact, gave you a really important support level. As long as we trade above that price, Ethereum has a good probability of getting that increase in price to at least $3,000. And that would mean another increase of 26% from here on out. If we reclaim that, then we could even travel further, which is another 50% increase. So that's not nothing, ladies and gentlemen. That is a big increase in price. And with that, that opens up a world of possibilities for altcoin to prosper as well at the same time. Now, if we lose this level instead, then this section over here might, after all, have been simply a fake out to the upside, after which we can simply look for that range to continue onwards. Now, you might already have heard me. I have been bullish on Ethereum for a number of years. And as a matter of fact, I am long and strong on Ethereum for a while. You know, if you want to see some proof over here, I've been doing some really nice predictions actually on the altcoin market throughout the year. This one is from Ethereum. As mentioned over here, before entering Ethereum, as mentioned before, this is a post done on the 31st of October. A major region of interest I have been waiting for a good 2 years on right now. I will be eyeing this very closely in the upcoming days and weeks. This is what you see is a Bitcoin chart over here, and this is the level of interest that I was really interested in for a long time. Now, as a trader, I have made this plan literally years in advance. So when price actually reaches that level, and that is where a good technical analyst separates itself from actually being a trader. Because when price reaches your level of interest, this is not the time to start doubting whether your decision is going to be a good one. You have put in already the work, you have put in the effort, you have been planning, and above everything, you have been extremely patient already. So when it is the time to strike, it is a matter of executing your plan and simply going along with this, right? And that is essentially what is going on right now. On the Bitcoin pair, we have yet to see some signs of strength really, but what I have been doing over here is simply accumulating Ethereum around this region. As you know, literally I've just been waiting on this for a long time. So if we do get this full-on rotation on the Bitcoin pair to the upside, then naturally the USDT pair is most likely going to perform very well as well. Not gonna lie, it is lagging behind on a lot of other altcoins as well. That is why I think if Ethereum does increase in price, we might actually see an altcoin season, because a lot of people are wondering, are we now in an altcoin season, yes or no? In my opinion, yes, we have been increasing in altcoins quite a bit over the last few weeks. Yes, but a true altcoin season I have yet to see, to be totally honest. If I think back to the when was it? 2019, if I'm not mistaken, we literally had double-digit days all across the board on altcoins for a multitude of weeks. That is what I personally would call a true altcoin season. And we have not necessarily seen that just yet. Yes, we've seen big increases in price, but not really, we haven't seen that bam, that bam effect, you know, that kaboom effect. You know, just showing you some other stuff, what is going on in the community, and then I will spin the wheel. Link, for example, also really good prediction, as we have been forming a base throughout the entire year. You know, basically drew this on a live stream for the community really all the way back in June, where I drew this line completely unaltered, did nothing of it except trading it. And as we see here, we are following exactly according to the plan. So that is what has been going on just a few examples over here. And with that, already covered 2 altcoins. I would say that bonus altcoin. But now, let's begin spinning the wheel. But before we do, I would like to ask you guys, please subscribe and like, because if we get enough likes, the Ethereum community will hear it and we will pump up the price. Ladies and gentlemen, hit the like and subscribe button and let's get going. Let us spin the wheel and see what altcoin we will be looking at. Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. And the winner is Ethereum Classic. Ethereum Classic, ladies and gentlemen. That is the altcoin that we will be looking at right now. So let me add that on my list. and see what we can do with that. Ethereum Classic obviously is a piece of Ethereum, I would say. Not my personal favorite, but hey, you know, this is not my decision what I'm gonna chart. I'm letting fate decide tonight what is going on the chart. So let's start with Ethereum Classic. And what do I see? What do I see straight off the bat? First of all, I want to know how far are we down from all-time highs, which is 87%. Quite insane, quite crazy. So, you know, I would say that that is a good distance to travel if you're looking at a full-on bear market, right? If you're looking at a full-on bear market, the next year is going to be extremely interesting, not only with crypto events. We're going to have ETFs coming out, most likely. We don't know for sure yet, but we're also going to have, like, you know, the interest rate possible cuts, or at least I do think we have peaked out on these interest rates, and we have elections in the United States coming up, and that always makes up for a nice volatile market as we are trading into 2024, and volatility is, for a trader, is kind of like heaven on earth, because that's what we want. That's where we truly thrive. If the market does nothing, you know, then there's not so much opportunity around us. So we need that volatility. Okay, so let me just cover and take a look at this. How does this look like? So straight off the bat, I am. Let me draw this box. This could look like a nice accumulation area with that top either here, or actually preferably I would say let's put it on here. This does look nice, very well respected. And there we already have really important key levels straight off the bat coming on. We can fluff this up with additional technical analysis, but I'm already seeing that this is actually quite enough as we are entering, as we are working on a full-on rotation to the upside of this range. So Ethereum Classic simply has been range bound the entire year over here, literally the entire year, in some sort of what is seemingly an accumulation range. If we break out from that, then you know, I would say this is definitely a good looking base that could act as a major support region on the condition we break out of that, right? So, you know, usually with altcoins you chop around this support. So unlike Bitcoin, which likes to test these kind of levels really precisely and then actually do something like this, with altcoins is a little bit more choppiness usually around here. So I will allow for, you know, price action to do something like this and then actually fully breaking out. Nonetheless, I would say $25 absolute key level. If we cannot reclaim that, then Ethereum Classic will simply remain range bound. You know, and it will take some time before this can actually breach this level and embark on this run. For those who are interested in Ethereum Classic, currently pretty much range bound. Yes, we do see increases in prices, but overall in the bigger picture, it's really nothing that insane or nothing special to me at the moment yet. Very early still. So if you are looking to invest, and by the way, I have to mention this, what I'm doing here is not giving you financial advice or giving any kind of trading recommendations. I'm giving you here my opinion on what I think on how this asset will perform in the future. And what I see from here is simply range bound. Quiet trading region, and as long as we do not reclaim this key level over here, $25, and as long as we do not lose $14, which is quite far away, to be honest, there's nothing really to get excited about yet. So, you know, this is the level that you want to be looking out for, and this is, you know, proven support. Multiple times. And the same story holds true, by the way, over here, you know, so we can see some choppiness over here. But if we do drop all the way to the downside, we can see the same kind of price action at the lows as well, given the fact that ultimately it is an altcoin. It is not as liquid as the bigger market, like Bitcoin, for example. So that is something to keep in mind. Now, it does certainly look like it is well on its way to traverse to this upside. right? So we can isolate this section as well. If you're more interested in, shorter term trading, then this is the section where it's at, with this as resistance over here, $23, and support, let's say, coming in at $18. The next thing that I want to do over here is take a look at the volume, because if we don't see an increase in volume, there's really no point in, getting super interested in this. And what I do see is I do see a lot of characteristics of a good, nice accumulation range over here, where I'm going to spare you all the intricate details, because that would mean we would sit here for another hour and I won't be able to cover other altcoins. But the volume is very interesting. So this is also right away a tip for you guys. If you are, finding your information elsewhere on internet, then be aware that if you find somebody showing you some kind of wick off or wike off, whatever you want to call it, distribution and accumulation ranges, for example, if they don't show a volume profile, you can pretty much directly conclude that it's not the best source to learn from, because volume is where this whole theory, first of all, is built around, right? So if they don't show any volume, it's just some, you miss half of the information. So I'm able to teach you this if you want to. By joining a community. Happy to explain you all the details, but for now the volume, I would say, is really important. Just a little bit of a heads up for you if you are new to the markets and if you are trying to navigate your way through finding the right information, right? So what do I see over here in the volume? What does this tell me? So first of all, I see here on this drop, we see a significant decrease in volume. So while not exactly a capitulation move, we do see a disinterest or selling simply drying up. Hence the reason why you start to bounce initially, called an automatic rally, right? And then you just establish a base, or in other words, a range with very diluted volume, decreasing. Now, what you want to see, if you want to judge the probabilities, if this is going to be looking bullish in the future, volume is everything. Volume is everything. You want to see that increase in volume. And to be honest, we do have that over here. We have this range over here, and we have that decrease in volume over here, signifying or giving some extra weight to the fact that this is called a bear flag. And then we have just, basically, depending on how you look at it, continue the trend or remained overall range bound. And that is how I am looking at it. However, what I do see is on each rise in price, we do see that increase in volume. And that makes it look very healthy. It looks healthy. However, we are also trading really in the middle of the range. So if you're looking for the higher, longer term things, the longer term opportunities, that opportunity, might be here, might not be here, very early. If we do this, and if we backtest that, then in my opinion, that would be a brilliant opportunity to get involved into an asset similar to this. And of course, what I'm telling you here does not necessarily apply to Ethereum Classic. As we are here at the end of the year, I decided to give out some information for free so that you can use it if you are looking to chart different altcoins finding similar patterns. This is how you can do that. So I would say Ethereum Classic. Sorry, I needed to laugh. I do see some comments here in the chat that make me laugh a little bit. So yeah, I'm not I'm not here to give my opinion on what I think of the actual project. What I'm gonna do is gonna keep it really neutral. I'm just going to look at the chart, whether it's looking good or not. If I think it's a good project or an absolute piece of crap, that's for maybe another stream. For now, I'm just looking at the chart and what the chart tells me. And the chart tells me simply we're forming a sideways base, potentially setting us up for a nice break to the upside. If that happens, then this coin definitely has space to run. And with that, we have now covered, I would say, our first our first altcoin, right? Our first altcoin. Oh, by the way, that just reminded me, I've also received quite a few questions on where do I actually trade. So let me actually tell you, if you go to the description below, that is where you will find my 2 exchanges, because maybe you've heard it, maybe you've missed it. Obviously there has been some, I don't know if it's FUD or not, there's been some news coming out about certain exchanges freezing assets and refusing people to pay out their money. So if you're interested in what I use, I am using BitGet as my main exchange, and I'm also using 2bit as my alternative exchange. If you want to get some nice discounts, then look in the description of this video below, which is where you can find links that will give you some discounts on trading views and deposit bonuses. On BitGet, you will get 15% lifetime off of your trading fees. It is a reliable exchange. I've been personally using this for quite a few years. This is my exchange where I trade, Bitcoin. I long, I short, I trade derivatives, and I also trade spot on that exchange. And for 2bit, I do the same thing. But the good thing about this exchange is that it's a no KYC exchange, and that it makes it really easy to use. It's like a no BS exchange. There's no weird promotions going on. It's just you make an account in 2 minutes, you deposit some cash, and boom, all you have is a trading environment, and it makes it that I love that. I love that. Simplicity is absolute key, and I like that a lot. That is why I have chosen to trade on that exchange as well as my alternative exchange. And the reason why I'm trading on 2 exchanges is simply because I don't like to put all my eggs into one basket, right? In the end, you never know what an exchange ultimately is going to do. I do trust these exchanges because I know the teams personally, but there's never a guarantee that, there's just never a guarantee. So even so, I remain cautious and I'm spreading my funds around onto multiple platforms. And those are the 2 exchanges that I use every single day to trade crypto on, which is BitGet and 2bit. So check out the links in the description below this video, and that will get you going. Just mentioning that out there. All right, so let me take a sip of my water and let's spin the wheel and play some music. Yes, let's go. All right, so what? Oh, NMR. Interesting. I have never heard of this coin, so this is what keeps it interesting for me as well. MKR USDT. Oh, let me check. Oh, sorry. NMR USDT. Numeraire. Or something like that. All right, so let's take a look at it. Never looked at it, don't know this coin, never heard of it. Let's take a look. All right, so the first thing that I'm seeing is that this is definitely a very low liquidity coin. The first thing that I would like to say on this, if you are trading this, be cautious on using leverage. Personally, I don't use leverage all that often. And if you do, these kind of altcoins, because of these kind of wicks, shows that there's quite a lot of, a little bit of pump and dump kind of practices probably going on. So you want to be cautious. You want to be cautious of this because this can really quickly wreck you if you use too high leverage. So, refrain from doing that specifically on this coin, I would say. And then obviously you can use this potentially as a playground. Right off the bat, I'm seeing very similar signs as Ethereum Classic over here. Once again, I'm seeing here a range going on over here. Say this or this. I'm gonna go for this one. This is pretty much range bound. Let me see how long that range has been going on. July 2020, a good while, 1.5 years now. Okay, so if this is breaching, I will set an alarm, by the way, over here. If this is breaching $22, funnily enough, this is very similar to Ethereum Classic, just more wicks. Very similar chart. Very similar chart. In the middle of the range. So at the moment, no real trading opportunity, but this does look decent. Let's wait till TradingView calculates this extremely complex calculation, which shouldn't be. So let's see if I scale down a lower time frame. Ah, there we go. Okay, so we have some of our volume levels going on over here. So locally, I would say we are breaching into resistance. So this is where I will get a little bit more in depth. So I will mark this out with a value area high. Point of control, not of interest, because for me, this kind of stuff, if it doesn't go up, I'm just not interested in looking at it at all. I don't short these kind of things personally, not interested in that. You can if you want to, on BitGet, for example, and in 2bit as well, but personally, I don't. But we do have resistance coming up here at $18.50. Which is the value area, and it has been previously fairly well respected. Support fell through, broke through, washed a little bit through it, but then even if this was a pump and dump scam, we did got technical respect over here, right? And that's really nice. That's really nice. So if we do reclaim this value area high, then we definitely have a lot of space with the probabilities in our favor that we can at least bump up another 19%, which is pretty good gains. However, if we actually manage to break above that $22, then we can scale up timeframes and we can start to look for further increases in prices. With honestly really not that much resistance above us. Let me take a look. Wow. Okay, so this is actually quite technical. This is quite technical. Yeah, I would say $40 then next, pretty much, as the next level of resistance. But then you also have to realize that after we've broken out of this, you know, we have been forming a base for quite a long time, and that is stronger than just one single level. And the reason for that is we have a lot of price action here, which is more telling than just, you know, one technical analysis level. You know, technical analysis is to be used with confluence levels, so you need to have more technical levels lining up with each other. You can't just trade off of one level alone. But for me, this is an indication for me where possible resistance might be coming in, and there's really not that much more to go off of. And the problem that I have with this chart is that there's just simply too many wicks. So I'm really gonna have to leave it with that and come to a pretty much a conclusion over here. At the moment, forming a base very similar to Ethereum Classic, going pretty much sideways on the higher time frames. We have resistance very close to us at $18.50. Break that, we have really big resistance coming in at $22. Break that, this has place to run another, let's say, how much is that? How much would that be? Wow, okay, so that's a lot of percentage. It's a lot, like 80%. So, you know, there's definitely something to be interested in. But again, a little bit too early still. We are coming up at resistance, so just simply like buying here is just not a great option, because what if it does drop down? You also have to realize we are looking at big percentage gain to the upsides, but it also means that if we do drop, right, if we do drop, and there is always a possibility that we do so, then nearest support would really come in, let's say over here, which is 27% down. So be aware of that. Be aware of that. And that is why on these kind of assets, you kind of want to tone down on your leverage a little bit. You can be a degen altcoin trader, right? But if you're doing that, then you have to remove the word trader behind it and just call yourself a degen gambler. If you are that, then that is what it is. But that is not suitable if you want to become a trader, right? So that is my conclusion on NMR. Numérière sounds French, by the way. So yeah, that is what I have to say on this. Added in some educational value as well, explaining you about the wicks. We've also already learned a little bit about accumulation things, about the importance of the volume profile. So this is the stuff that I'm really passionate about, and that is the stuff that I teach as well. I teach you how to do this technical analysis. I teach you how do you pull the correct pull? How do you find confluence, and what is good confluence? When is something a good and healthy trend? How do we even go into order flow in the community? So if that is of your interest to you, if you want to learn more about the markets, as you can see, we are still very early. We are still very early over here. We are here seeing some bases forming. That means that things have yet to unfold. So it's really early. So if you're looking to get educated about this, now really, I would say, really is the right time. As we are going into 2024, we might see further increases in prices after having this massive bear market. A lot of people are still sleeping. A lot of people are still away. They think crypto is a scam. They're still shivering by hearing the words FTX. But in the meantime, Bitcoin and crypto is starting to see signs of recovery, right? For possibly the next cycle to begin very soon. This has yet to be confirmed, but if there is a time to get busy and really start learning so that you can really get the maximum out of this next cycle that's most likely going to last for a few years, now really is the time to start getting involved and get yourself educated. If you want to learn more about this, then take a look at our website. You can also find the link in the description below this video. Thrive Labs, where we just, this is the website where you can sign up. We have newsletters, we have a subscription, a community over there, but also we have our academy where you can not only where you can simply study hands off. So, taking your time, watching the videos. We have here just a beginner course, even if you've never looked at a chart once again, or if you're struggling, okay, so how much money should I put on the line? What should my position sizing be? This is the place to be. If you want to learn how I do this technical analysis, and if you want to understand what we're talking about in our community, which is where we are sitting every single day, trading, sharing charts, hands-on education, where people are finding their trading entries there, where there's room and place to give feedback on these charts. I am active there every single day. I am trading there as well, and I'm reading every single post and replying in depth. If you want to understand everything that happens in there, and if you want to learn the core fundamentals of my methodology, then this is the crash course that comes with that subscription. And of course, we also have resources where I have cheat sheets, we have order flow templates, accompanied by videos with explanations, in-depth explanations on how it all works, right? So the focus really is on your progress and on your education. You will not often, of course, I'm human as well, but you will not often see me like bragging about, how great of a trader I am or something like that. We keep it down to earth, we're keeping it real, and we're keeping it focused and professional in there. And in that way, I personally believe that creates like that good environment where you can study, meet like-minded people that are on the same journey as you, right? On their road to consistency in their trading results. And that is what's going on. That is what I do each and every day in the tribe. So if that's of your interest, go to the website, check it out, and I'm more than happy to guide you through the entire process. Having that said, let's give it up for the next spin. Let's go, go. Yay! I have this soundboard and it's really funny. Anyway, Gala. Ooh, I like Gala. I like it. I've never charted it before, I think, but I have heard a lot about this in the community. I know of a few specific individuals who probably are really going to like this. I think it's a game token, if I'm not mistaken. So let's take a look. Let's take a look. Wow. Okay. Massive pump. Let's just, wow, 1000% pump. Should have been there in 2021. And then we have been basically where it all started. All right, so massive pump, really big bear market, really big. And then from here on out, I would say it's just pretty much dead, at least if you include this section. It's kind of not relevant right now. So let's zoom into the more local stuff. By the way, I'll do 2 more or so, and the rest I will save for another stream. But I will go through the chat, and I will go through questions. Right now, today, these are only requests that come from the community itself. But I'm open for doing additional requests in the future that are given out by the public. But you know, it could be a few months from now. But I will do more altcoin streams if you want me to look at specific altcoins. And if you are in the community, this is definitely something I'm open to do more. Oh, and by the way, I do have to give you guys, tribe members, a shout out for, you know, providing all these beautiful requests, by the way. So shout out to you guys. Let me see. What is Gala doing? Honestly, doesn't look too strong at the moment. Doesn't look too strong at the moment. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna approach this one slightly differently. So, you know, like this is still in a downtrend. It doesn't look too strong at the moment. It's still making lower highs, lower lows. Actually, did it? Yeah, it did. Yeah, it did. So I'm not overly excited straight off the bat. You know, so I've kind of developed this sixth sense where I can just look at a chart for a few seconds and I already know if this looks good or not. But for the sake of it, I will explore this just a little bit deeper. It doesn't look too great, at least at the moment. It doesn't look too great. We're still in a pretty strong downtrend, and at the moment we have yet to see any kind of recovery whatsoever. So at the moment it still looks fairly weak. Of course, I mean, looking at the past, it can do things like this. But as a trader, you can't just rely on that. So I'm gonna have to work with the data that I currently have, and that data is not really anything of that. Yeah, I just can't be bullish on this. If anything, I would say we really have to get back above this. That is cents. Are we talking about cents? Yes, we are. Wow, it's like 3 cents. Very low cap. Probably has a really big supply. This, I know this goes a little bit into fundamentals, but this is just what I can see on the chart. And I could be wrong, by the way, but this is just what I see right now in terms of fundamentals. So I would say at the moment, not a big fan of this level, but if anything, I would say this is kind of the level that we're struggling with right now, proven as well. And what worries me slightly is that this structure from its lows is at the moment really not that strong. So what I would like to see for a good potential trading opportunity on Gala is either some price action over this, but that would not allow me to actually get involved into this asset because it would go way too fast. And, you know, I'm not the type of trader that just chases trades as it increases. I'm waiting for dips. At the moment, if this goes down, I'm not so sure if this is going to be a dip because the overall context tells me that this is still in a downtrend. So if I compare this to Ethereum Classic and if I compare this to the other altcoin, already forgot the name, NMR, I believe. This one looks the worst out of the 3 that we've done thus far. The problem that I have with this chart is that the structure forming over here looks a little bit unreliable. For the lack of a better explanation, of this, I'm going to call this, you know, weak. It looks weak. Can we go up from here? Yes, because we are crawling up here, but we're not really having a clear trend. You know, it's too much overlap with these previous highs and previous lows for me. So it's more like an upward sloping range, and that generally is not the most bullish kind of consolidation, especially if you're in an overarching downtrend. So what I would like to see, honestly, is actually a big fat drop on Gala. Some of you might not like to hear that, but as a trader, that would give me a potential good opportunity. A good drop, good and nice drop. This would actually mean pretty much a 50% drop. It is what it is, ladies and gentlemen. It is what it is. Just being objective here. And that is also why I'm not married to any kind of project or any kind of altcoin. You know, I'm looking at the technicals. If the chart looks good, I like the coin and I'm bullish. If it doesn't look good, I'm bearish, right? Very simple, actually. You know, the technical analysis and the decision-making process is a little bit more complex, but this is really where it all starts. So what I would like for this chart to start looking a lot better is actually having a good drop. Bam, 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 taking out all of these lows, right? Just, you know, giving better structure, and then start changing that trend once again. And then this might be the place where I might be interested in getting involved. Why? Because that would still not show any kind of sign of strength, but the risk that I would be taking would be very well defined, and it would be much lower here at resistance. I'm just seeing that I got disconnected, so I hope that I'm still streaming. Please let me know in the chat if you can still hear me. Let me know. Otherwise, I'm just going to continue. I think everything is fine. Looks fine. Looks fine to me. Let me know if I'm still here. Anyway, so that is what I would like. And the reason of getting then potentially involved here is not necessarily because I am then bullish, because the trend would still be down. But the thing is that, you know, everything is just better defined. You have a very clear entry, but you also clearly know where you're going to be wrong if a good low is being put in, a clear low, right? And that's when you can start riding that trend upwards from the beginning, not when the trend is already on its way. Even if this is going to break up, I'm still not interested in getting involved, because this already has been going on for a while. So there's not a chance in this world that I'm going to chase this trade. All I want to see is a retracement. Whether that happens from here on out, fine by me. But more bullish scenario would actually be something along the lines of this. I would choose to miss out on all of this. But then that retracement that comes from there, that's where I would be looking to get involved. Because then the chart has proven to me that it is actually strong, and then it retraces, giving me additional information where I can utilize my technical analysis. I can read the volume, I can read that into that retracement, and that's where I can make an informed decision on what I'm going to do and how I'm going to approach it when price then reaches my level of interest after it's completed its retracement. And that makes all the difference with just chasing a trade, hoping that it will 1000x, or utilizing the knowledge that you have, making an informed decision, allowing me to actually be in control of this trade, rather than this altcoin just, just punching me left and right and ups and downs and stress, sleepless nights. None of that. I will have none of that. I will wait for something like this. And that would actually be a bullish scenario, because then we have proven that we actually have the strength to break out. At the moment, I think this chart looks weak. And I'm saying to this chart, if you are going to embark on a strong run, first prove this to me. It's too early for me to get involved. That is my final conclusion on Gala. Give it up for Gala USD T. And my buttons don't work anymore. Yay. All right. Anyway, moving on. And let me just take a sip of my, what is it? fruity juice over here. After Christmas, I do need to, you know, take care of my my vitamins and antioxidants and stuff like that. Dark and cold days. We need that vitamin D, ladies and gentlemen. Let me know what you are drinking after Christmas. Are you on your holiday? You know, finishing up all your all your bottles of booze, or are you back on the vitamins and stuff like that? Let me take a quick look at the chat, see how that is going on. All right, guys. So if you have any questions, so like I said before, I will not take requests today from the chat, but there might be a point in the future where I will. The altcoins that I'm checking right now have already been given to me in advance by the community, by my inner circle, that you can join if you want to, but that is what I'm covering tonight. And as you can see, the spinning wheel is quite large, a lot of altcoins, and I'm not able to cover all of those tonight. But if you do have any questions about the charts that I have shown, or if you have any other questions, then you know, there is space where you know, I'm gonna look through the chat, and I'm gonna let's have some conversations as well. But for now, let's do another spin. Number 4. Number 4. I will do 5, by the way. And we have SXP. Whatever that may be. SXP. Whatever that may be. There we go. Like and subscribe if you like that joke. Just kidding. SXP USDT. Bam. I'm having fun, guys. Hope you are also having fun. Interesting, interesting. Let me take a look at this. Not the cleanest chart around here, to be fair. SXP, not the cleanest chart. I don't particularly like this. Gonna have to ignore this pump, more or less. Well, maybe not exactly, but I would say difficult one. This is a difficult one. Yeah, I like this better. Not too much data on here. What I would say, if this pump wasn't there, I would say we are also in some kind of an accumulation range, more or less. Also since June last year, 2022, also forming a base. But I don't like the fact that it did this. It kind of like messes up this base. Because this was just a massive fake out to the upside. And we just, you know, made a full rotation back to the downside. Yeah, I would say, okay, this has to be the top of the range. So in order to get more clarity, let's just take a look at after that piece of price action. So I'm gonna mark this out as resistance. 61 cents is an important level, at least on first sight. So what I do like is that we are starting to see a nice rounded bottom over here. So that could signal some kind of strength. So if I would isolate it with that, then I'm gonna have to go a little bit. Yeah, this looks actually a little bit better. So I'm just gonna look at it from this way. What I see over here, whatever happened, happened. Since then, we've topped out at, let's say, 93 cents, and then we've dropped all the way to 22 cents, which from that high was probably like an 80% drop or something like, yeah, 75% drop. Pretty hardcore. Welcome to altcoins. Another proof that, you know, you don't want to be over leveraged. Even locally, like this is a daily time frame. So let's say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days. 5 days. I have even more crazy examples of 50% retracements in 15 minutes. If you're part of the tribe, then you know exactly what I'm talking about. 32% retracement in 6 days. So that's pretty pretty rough, right? Okay, so but what we do have is in the process of having this steep decline. So this is what I will say. We don't have very strong structure built up until this. Since then, we've continued this downtrend, but in the process of doing so, we are looking at at some sort of an uptrend taken from this low. Now, if we include this section with it, right, we are transitioning from a downtrend to a bit more of a sideways trend to slowly but surely getting that uptrend going. Slowly but surely. Again, very early still, but the result of this is that it kind of does something along the lines of this. And these rounded bottoms are generally a good place to be in for an asset, because it's actually building up a solid base. It is testing levels back and forth, right? Forming that decision-making area, whether price is too expensive or too cheap. And then if it makes a decision, and that decision, in my opinion, would be made if we start reclaiming that 46. Actually, let's keep it really simple. 50 cents is the key level, right? Where this kind of comes to fruition, and this has quite a lot of space to run to the upside without too much resistance above it. Really. Without too much resistance above it. The fact that it did this so fast, so quickly, I'm really talking out of experience here, is more or less, there's not that much resistance over here. And it also marks out that backtest of this little piece of market structure. But I would say these kind of pumps over here usually don't have too much. It's more like a liquidity event, right? Or the lack thereof, actually. And that would tell me that there's not really that much resistance above us until really, 95 cents, really. So 50 cents, key level, absolute key level. Actually, let me just put this on here. And I will set an alarm myself for this, because I do want to see what's going to happen with this. But before I trade this, I do need to do more research on this. I want to know how much volume is there on this coin. Looks probably like in the end, it's just an altcoin, right? So can't over expect anything from this. But these are the levels. If we fail to reclaim 50 cents, then this whole idea is basically ready for the trash, right? This confirms it. And if we do, we can run up to at least 95 cents, if not higher. If we break out of that, well, then we have successfully actually changed and broken out of this entire base as well. And that would show us some proper strength in this particular coin. Yeah. Oh my god. Yeah. So let me pop out chat for a second. Let's take a small break, and then I will do one, maybe two more. I don't want to continue on too long. We are already streaming here for an hour, so I will do one, maybe two coins here. But I do need a break, a small break. In the meantime, appreciate it if you could like this video to help get the word out there. Let me pop up the chat, and let me just cycle through some of, let's have a conversation a little bit. Let's have a little bit of a break. Let me see. Let me see. Yeah, so this comment made me laugh from Shiva about Ethereum Classic. I'm unbiased, by the way. I'm not married to any kind of altcoin asset whatsoever. I'm a trader. Couldn't care less if it's a good or bad project. If the chart is good, I'm gonna trade it, right? That's the thing. This is actually a good question. Would love for you to show examples of trading strongly trending coins. It is easy to miss the early prime entries, and while trending, these coins don't give a nice range to take trades off of either. So I have a splitted answer in two parts. The first one is you can find a cheat sheet in the description as well. And that is a cheat sheet that exactly tells you this. how does a strong trend look like, and how can we identify whether that trend is still going strong or is starting to get weak? Now, I do realize that that is only a partial answer to your question, but for those who are interested, click on the link, and all you have to do is fill in your email address there so that it can be sent to you, and then you will receive it in your mailbox. So check it out in the description. It's easy to miss the early prime entry. Yeah, so probably I've already answered your question throughout this stream, right? So I think in order to answer that question a little bit better, we have to go through the Gala example, right? Where I said, okay, how do I know if it's a strong trending thing? So, it could very well be that we just pump out of nowhere, but in the process of doing so I'm willingly choosing to miss out on that initial pump. But in exchange for that, I get crucial pieces of information on how that trend looks like. That's where you can put into practice that cheat sheet in the description, and then simply work out where the next retracement might go to. And that's where you can build your plan around, right? So that is how you can trade strong trends. Personally, I would not recommend, and by the way, not financial advice, have to mention this, I would never ever try to participate in a pump like this. In this case, let's say if I was trading this coin, and take this with a slight pinch of salt on this specific asset, because I simply haven't traded it. I don't have a good feel for this chart in general. Gonna be honest here, keeping it real, but you would have to work out that next retracement, and then, maybe I would have participated here, depending on if I found there a strong level, or maybe I would have participated over here. Maybe you could have traded it, to here, take some profits, and then get stopped out of the remainder of my trade, right? Would still be a profitable trade, not what I wanted, but hey, that's what the chart gives you, and it's just the reality of trading in the end. So this is one of these opportunities that you could have taken, letting that pump, especially if it comes out of nowhere. You have to let that go, work out where the next retracement might come into play. That's where you use technical analysis for. When price does come to your entry, make sure you have your plan ready, make sure where you are looking to trade it to. Also identify potential problem areas to the upside, and especially, most important of all, know where you are wrong, right? There's no 100% win rate in trading. I lose trades every day, right? But I win more than I lose, and if I do lose, I lose far less dollars than that I make in a winning trade. Therefore, for me, losing trades, no problem at all. I won't lose a night's sleep over it, nothing. It doesn't affect me emotionally in the slightest, because I know that I'm a profitable trader. I know my win rate. I know where I am wrong. I know exactly how much I'm going to lose, and I also know that loss that I will be taking, if I take it, that it will be far less than the next winning trade that I'm going to take, right? And in that way, I never have stress or emotions when sitting in a trade, no matter how big that trade is. Really, no matter how big that trade is. Let me see. I'm starting to feel ready. Yeah, oh my God, why are only the unpopular alts getting picked by the wheel? Well, my friend, that is it's not up to me. This is what was requested. So these are not my personal picks. And yeah, this is just the game of chance, This is just the game of chance. More streams will be coming, so keep an eye out for those. But I do feel like we are making some progress here, because we're just doing quite... Ethereum Classic again. Not gonna do it. We are making some progress. I mean, we are doing in 1 hour. We've covered quite some altcoins. And here we have another spin that is apparently empty. So I'm gonna have to spin again. Woo. I've heard of that one. Again, don't know it, never traded it. Let's see. Let us see. Ooh, okay, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. You wanted a trending coin. There we got a trending coin. Let's go. Okay, interesting. This seemingly is a very young one. Isn't that an exchange coin, by the way? Isn't this some kind of random exchange? Not sure. Let me see. Let me just add some more. Oh, yeah. Okay, so KuCoin has more data. Let me check out if there's more exchanges that actually have this coin on with more data. Let me just add a couple and see. No, Maxi, you are not allowed on this. Sorry, guys. I don't like Maxi. I'm very unbiased about exchanges in general, but except for this one, I'm not covering that. Be careful, by the way. If you're trading on Maxi, be careful. I would say. Starting to get FTX vibes of those. Just saying. Just saying. Low key here. Interesting. All right. Yeah, this one does look fairly interesting. So, okay, so I think this is great. This is great. This is great. So now we have good variety in the coins that we've observed, right? We've seen now two coins forming a nice base. So you've seen how I think about that kind of stuff. You know, we've seen a coin that is looking fairly weak still. We've seen like some kind of random spiky wick coin. Forgive my English, by the way. It's just coming out this way. And now we are actually having a trending coin. So this is very interesting. I'm gonna go with the KuCoin chart because it has the most data. All right, so this is the result of actually having formed a base. So let's say, bam, 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 like this. Yeah. So we were having some sort of a base. I would even say this is a little bit hindsight analysis, obviously, right? You see low perfect backtest. It was a nice SR flip, but to be honest, if we were over, let's say we're trading over here, probably I would have constructed the range like this. Much better, in my opinion. Yeah, much better. We've done a fake out, continued to range on, made pretty much a full-on rotation to the downside, depending on how you look at the bottom. Yeah, well, basically just stayed range bound. Then we came up to this top one more time, and this is exactly like what I literally just explained. This is exactly what I just explained, right? So one way you could have potentially traded this is trading this. However, you have to realize this is early. You haven't reclaimed any kind of resistances yet, right? So if you get in early like this, you got rewarded very, very, very well. But you also have to realize this is also the highest risk trade. This is the highest risk because there's no guarantee that you're actually going to do something like this. It could very well be something like doing this, right? So if you're trading these kind of situations, you have to have an exit plan. You have to have a plan on what are you going to do if it doesn't work out the way that you would like to. Now, if it does, then obviously great. You know, that's great. Perfect. And it did. So it did break out. Now, what we've done here is actually very bullish. It looks very bullish. After staying range bound for quite a while, since May 2022, like most of the altcoins basically, range bound since, let's say, summer last year, 2022, this one is actually starting to break out of its longer forming base. So if anything, this region, and I'm talking about this region. Why this region? Well, because we cannot ignore past data either, right? So this was a previous SR flip. If you want to know what an SR flip actually means, on the Academy, you'll find everything there is to know about it. I think there's more than 10 hours of video content about that, about how they evolve into horizontals and other technical tools. But yeah, so this is more or less of an SR flip. You have to include that, and then if you add that, if you look at the previous resistance, then it gives us this box. So as long as it stays outside of this box, or even it can come into it, but this is like I would say the best region to buy. If it just simply continues up like this, well, fair enough, I'm gonna have to let that go. So the way that I would trade this kind of price action is simply I won't. I know, it can be hard to believe, but that is what I would do. Only if we see a retracement to a proper level, right? Something, and at the moment, the most proper level I would say is a backtest of this region. It can be at the top, can be at the middle, can be just slightly below. That's fine. Around this region is the best buying opportunity. That is where I would be looking to buy myself if it comes down to there. So what I'm going to do is I am going to set an alert, right? I'm going to set an alert over here. Bam, like this. And if it just keeps going, then I'm going to have to wait for a retracement higher up. So then I'm going to have to wait for, let's say if it does this, I'm still going to have to wait, right? I'm going to simply have to repeat the process that I've done over here, work out where the best next retracement might be, and that is where I will be formulating my plan and trade it then on. I will not chase this trade because the chances are just too big that it just does something like this, boom, like this. You want to see an example of that, why you should not do this? Well, let me show you. This is TRB. TRB, I've traded extremely successfully over the last few weeks, extremely successfully. This is the all-time high. Bam, straight into the one-to-one extension at the time when we broke out. Made really nice profits on that, closed pretty much at the one-to-one extension. Not at the exact top, went really fast, but this is what I mean. Boom, straight pump. I saw so many people buying this. This is a 15-minute candle. Let's take a look at this. Look at this. Right? We are here, coming up to resistance. Not gonna bore you with the actual levels, but just for the example, for the sake of the example, and why you should not chase trades. Let's say if you've just see it pumping here and you just buy alongside this, boom, and then bam, you get this. So I will go into the psychology of this. This, first of all, let's start off with the size of this drop. This is a 15-minute candle, altcoin. This can happen to any kind of altcoin. 32% drop in only half an hour. Just envision this. If you would have chased this trade, let's say you would have got filled over here into a new trade, then you would be pretty much liquidated, I would say, if you're trading on leverage. Wrecked, wiped away, deleted, erased from existence, your account, then at least. You don't want to do that. No matter what happens, respect the pump. And that's what I mean with respect it. Don't chase it. Wait for that retracement to come in. This is how I personally have traded it. I waited for this retracement, did my technical analysis. Where did we retrace to? Bam. The bottom of the old range over here. Allowed me to wait out this absolute carnage, disaster, everything. Right? Also, weak range to the upside. Boom, took out everything, everybody who longed and chased this, simply sat out, waited, missed out on the pump, we got the retracement, boom, entry level, changing that structure, and look at where we are right now. New all-time highs, right? Not going to cover this section, but just for the sake of the example. Hopefully, this is helpful to you. This is not meant to brag of how well I did on this coin, but this is exactly what I'm talking about when you're chasing breakout trades. You don't want that to happen. Even if you had 100 really great trades doing so, you just only need this one single time that it does that. And all your hard work that you've put months, blood, sweat, tears, wiped away in an instant. Don't do that. You don't want to do it. Also realize that there is 1,000 other altcoins out there that all have opportunities as well. So if you're missing out on one random altcoin, who cares? Just move on to the next one. So that is my mindset and my mentality on this particular way of trading. And with that, this altcoin, if it pumps, fine. Let it retrace. I'll work out technicals there, and that's where I might be interested. That is how I personally would trade these kind of things. Right. Or you can just long it and hope for the best, right? But that's you know, I would go to Vegas for that, you know? I would go to Vegas for that. It's more fun. It's more fun. Here I'm sitting in my, I'm sitting here behind my battle station, talking in some kind of a camera, right? Gambling away my money. Might as well have more fun with that, right? Might as well go to Vegas and actually have some fun, meet some people, you know? that is how I see gambling going on. Not in crypto markets. In crypto markets, I trade it. I'm very disciplined. No emotions with that. Not hoping for the best, knowing what is the best. That's my approach. So I think we have covered enough altcoins for now. Let me quickly sift through the chat. Let me see if there's anything ongoing. If you have any questions, ladies and gentlemen, by the way, write them out. I'll answer them. I won't take requests. I will repeat again. I won't take requests. I'm done with the altcoin analysis. So if you if you're only here for that, then this is for you the end of the stream. If you want to get some additional knowledge and want to participate in a little bit of discussion, then stay around for 5 to 10 minutes, and then I'll close off the stream. Yeah. So if you want to learn more about this, then Thrive Labs is the place to be. We have a trading community over here, Discord, where I'm every single day. You can read all about members that we have over here. Very happy. Just for me, it's just a pleasure to see that they're progressing in their endeavors. And it's just really great to see that I'm able to help people navigating through these markets. I'm there every single day. I do updates, video updates every single day. I do video updates. There's courses, there's video material that you can learn from. If, let's say, if you're not able to just follow the group all day long, all the time, there's stuff to do for everybody to do. We have a member dashboard with tools in it. We have trading calendars so that you're always aware on about market events that are coming, when news is actually coming out, so that we can anticipate on volatile events. That's what Thrive Labs is, and that is really only just the beginning, because more information about this soon. But like I said, we just have a clear vision, really clear vision since day one, since the day I considered doing this. I wanted to bring trading education to the next level, keeping it super real, and the focus is on you guys that are learning, right? But I want to do much more than that. I just don't want to talk about only trading and teaching you technical analysis. Once you are sufficient in this, I want to provide something even more. I want to provide an actual growth path for you as a trader that otherwise would probably be pretty much unachievable, or would take you, maybe a decade to achieve. More information about this, but all that I will say is that together with John Slazas from Dharma Capital Trading, we are forming a collaboration and a partnership, and definitely keep an eye on what is going to come. I've always said when we began, this is just the beginning and there's much more to come. And now, soon is the time to reveal something really awesome that will really bring everybody to the next level of trading with real opportunities. So I'm very excited for that. Just teasing this right now. Keep an eye on this channel and on the Twitter for more information. I will share more in the upcoming few weeks. It's gonna be very soon, by the way. I see not too much. Yeah. All right, so let me shout out Jack Ryan. I think that's the right slogan, maybe for the if you ladies and gentlemen, if you are looking to just get in on the trend here, is just long and pray and say woo. Especially the name lends itself for it, right? So if you are, in good conscience, I just cannot recommend this. But shout out to you, my friend. It was a funny joke. Let me see. Yeah, can you talk about compounding your trades? So that is I will make videos on that. They will become available actually. So I can't tell you guys this. There is gonna be another course going to be added, which is gonna be included in the membership as well, where I'm going to be talking about additional trading concepts like hedging. It's gonna be called the Trader's Backpack. So it's gonna be hedging. It's gonna be compounding trades, slippage. And a bunch of other stuff that I can't think of right now, but I have already pretty much done. It's gonna be released very soon. Bit out of the scope of this video because it's a big topic. I can't explain this in 3 minutes. So thank you for understanding, though. Good questions, though. Not gonna lie. All right. So I think that's it for then, ladies and gentlemen. Hope you've enjoyed. We've covered quite a few altcoins. I think about 7 in total. We've done the spinning wheel. We've taken some requests of some community members. I'm personally really excited for 2024. As long as Ethereum remains, above 2145 or let's say 2150. Then this definitely has space to run, and a proper altcoin season is in the cards for 2024. May not be immediately, but once Ethereum starts to run, I do think the probabilities for a proper altcoin season increase drastically, and that is why I wanted to do this video for you guys. This is not the last one, by the way, because obviously we are here in holiday periods. So next week, in the new year, I will do another video focusing on the macro outlook on Bitcoin. I have already done a very detailed Elliott wave count for the community last week, but I will also expand on the bigger picture on Bitcoin and also take some fundamentals into account, because let's be honest, guys, we do have some really important fundamental information coming up in the next year. We have the ETFs, we have the elections, and not to forget, we also have the halving of Bitcoin next year. So big year to come, and I am pretty much looking forward to this. But for now, I would say Happy New Year, and see you in the new year with fresh, renewed energy. Let's make it the year that you want it to be. If you are interested in joining Thrive Labs, I'm really delighted to guide you as much as I can and navigate the markets as we are. What I believe is going to be a massive, massive year in crypto next year. That's it, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you and goodbye. Cheers.